Top 20 actors who saved their career with one performance. Imagine falling from grace and then soaring to the stars with just one role. These actors did just that. Prepare to be shocked as we reveal the top career-saving performances that turned the tide of Hollywood history. Get ready for a wild ride of redemption and reinvention. Are you ready to be amazed? Let's dive in. 20. Adam Sandler, Howard Ratner, Uncut Gems.
I know. Thank you.
Adam Sandler, renowned for his comedic roles, has proven his acting range in films such as Punch Drunk Love and Funny People. However, it was his portrayal of Howard Ratner in Uncut Gems that significantly boosted his career. In this movie, Sandler displayed an intense and frenzied energy, reminding viewers of his exceptional abilities. His performance was highly praised by critics, with many considering it the pinnacle of his career. Justin Chang from the Los Angeles Times described Sandler's performance as reminiscent of a youthful Al Pacino, full of self-assurance and nervous energy, effectively portraying a character in a downward spiral due to his gambling problem and insatiable desire for achievement. Despite the positive reception, Sandler's future in the film industry was still uncertain, with doubts about his ability to shift to more dramatic roles. His work in Uncut Gems not only won him an Independent Spirit Award, but also led to conversations regarding possible Oscar nominations. In a comical turn, Sandler jokingly warned that he would make a poor-quality film if not nominated for an Oscar, which underscored the importance of this phase in his career. The tragic storyline of his character in Uncut Gems acts as a warning about the dangers of excessive ambition and discontent, showing that an unending chase for success can often result in one's own ruin. 19. Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp's career took a significant turn with his iconic role as Captain Jack Sparrow in the 2003 film Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. This performance catapulted him from being a well-regarded actor with a specific fan base to an international celebrity. Before taking on the role of Sparrow, Depp had delivered diverse performances in movies such as Edward Scissorhands and Donnie Brasco, but he had not yet achieved widespread popularity. There was initial skepticism about casting him in a Disney film, with many unsure if his distinctive acting style would find favor with a wider audience. Depp's portrayal of Sparrow was groundbreaking. He endowed the character with a distinctive mix of charisma, playfulness, and unpredictability, making Jack Sparrow a figure who was both engaging and unforgettable. Depp reflected on the character, saying, "The character was a gift and I just tried to bring him to life." The film's surprising box office success not only confirmed his position as a top-tier actor, but also led to an Oscar nomination for Best Actor, an honor few had foreseen for a film inspired by a theme park attraction. The Pirates of the Caribbean series became a cultural juggernaut, amassing over $4.5 billion in global box office revenue and cementing Depp's status as a highly marketable Hollywood star. His depiction of Sparrow became a cultural icon, inspiring multiple sequels and leaving a lasting impact on cinema. It was this exceptional portrayal that revitalized Depp's career and launched him into the stratosphere of global stardom. 18. Jim Carrey, Dr. Robotnik, Sonic the Hedgehog. Jim Carrey's return to the big screen as Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog represented a notable shift in his career trajectory, echoing the exuberant comedic roles that made him famous in the 1990s. With a history of dynamic performances in films such as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and The Mask, Carrey had gradually transitioned into more serious roles over time. His portrayal of Robotnik, however, allowed him to rekindle the frenetic humor that was the hallmark of his early career. While the movie itself received a mixed reception, Carrey's performance was widely acknowledged as a highlight. Critics observe that the film provides Carrey with an opportunity to infuse Robotnik with a novel and thrilling dynamic, demonstrating his skill in merging comedy with an over-the-top antagonistic persona that connected with viewers. Carrey himself described his creative process, saying, "I throw the spaghetti against the wall, see if it sticks, see if it's al dente. which suggests his openness to experimenting with the character's various dimensions. His dedication to the role not only reinvigorated his career, but also played a significant part in the film's commercial success, paving the way for a sequel. Producer Neil H. Moritz commended Carey's commitment, stating that he invests his entire being, his mind and his spirit into these characters. This portrayal has been recognized for reawakening interest in Carey's comedic talents, demonstrating that he can still bring the same level of humor that once made him a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. Rate Jim Carrey's comeback as Dr. Robotnik from 05. Did he save his career? 17. Paul Bettany, Vision, Avengers, Age of Ultron.
So there may be no way to make you trust me, but we need to go.
Paul Bettany's career trajectory in the film industry experienced a significant transformation with his casting as Vision in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Before this role, Bettany had provided the voice for Jarvis, the AI assistant to Tony Stark, in a few Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU) films, but his career outside the MCU was marred by a string of unsuccessful projects. He once recalled a critical moment when a producer dismissed him by saying, you're done in this town," only for Joss Whedon to contact him shortly after with the offer to play Vision. With a touch of humor, Bettany described his reaction as looking up and thinking, "Karma's very quick these days," and then humorously acknowledging the turn of events. The role of Vision became a defining moment for Bettany, as the character quickly became a favorite among fans, celebrated for his intricate and profound nature. His performance was met with critical acclaim, with reviewers highlighting the impeccable casting choice that brought Vision to life. Through his portrayal, Bettany was able to demonstrate his acting versatility, evolving from a voice role to a three-dimensional character on screen. After his debut as Vision in Age of Ultron, Bettany reprised the role in Avengers: Infinity War and the highly praised Disney Plus series WandaVision, where he delved deeper into the character's subtleties. His continued involvement in the MCU not only breathed new life into his career, but also established Vision as a cherished character within the franchise. Bettany encapsulated the unexpected nature of his career resurgence, stating it happened just like that, underscoring the fortunate coincidence that led to his success. 16. Chris Evans, Captain America, the First Avenger. Chris Evans' career-defining moment came with his role as Captain America in Captain America: The First Avenger, which catapulted him from an actor struggling to find his footing to a leading man in Hollywood. Before this breakthrough, Evans had experienced setbacks with his early forays into superhero films, such as playing Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four and a role in Push, neither of which significantly advanced his career. Initially, he was hesitant about taking on the role of Captain America, even going so far as to say, "This is it. I just signed my death warrant. My life's over. I can't believe I did this," expressing concerns that he might be confined to making subpar movies due to the franchise's obligations. However, once he fully embraced the character of Steve Rogers, Evans discovered a role that resonated deeply with audiences. His dedication to the part and his ability to convey the sincerity and ethical strength of Captain America led to a surge in his popularity, cementing his status as a prominent Hollywood figure. His performance was lauded by critics, who appreciated how he added depth and a sense of authenticity to the character. With the conclusion of his run as Captain America in Avengers: Endgame, Evans has been eager to expand his acting horizons, venturing into roles that are not confined to the superhero genre. He has taken on a variety of projects such as Knives Out and The Gray Man, showcasing his range as an actor. Looking ahead, Evans is open to new creative endeavors, revealing, "I could just make furniture for nobody and be happy," which suggests an interest in exploring hobbies and passions beyond the acting world. 15. Kristen Stewart, Valentine, Clouds of Sils Maria.
Joanne Ellis's movie is opening up in Europe.
Kristen Stewart encountered significant disapproval after her involvement in the Twilight series, which led to severe public criticism and relentless scrutiny of her personal life. This level of attention mirrored the media attention given to other young female stars, making her path in Hollywood especially difficult. Nevertheless, Stewart skillfully handled this challenging time by shifting her focus to independent films, which provided a platform to display her genuine acting talents. A key turning point in her career was her role in Clouds of Sils Maria, 2014, where she played Valentine, an assistant to a veteran actress portrayed by Juliette Binoche. Her performance received critical acclaim, with one reviewer remarking, "Stewart effortlessly commands attention alongside Binoche, showcasing her capability to stand toe-to-toe with such an experienced performer." This role not only garnered her a César Award but also represented a major milestone, proving that she was not just a star of a high-grossing film series. Reflecting on this experience, Stewart shared, "It was the first time that my talent was recognized so indisputably." Post her indie film renaissance, Stewart re-entered mainstream cinema with Charlie's Angels, 2019. Despite initially expressing enthusiasm for the project, she later confessed, "I hated making that movie," indicating her ambivalence about the production process even though the concept was entertaining. This progression, from the controversy of Twilight to the critical praise of Clouds of Sils Maria and back to big-budget films, demonstrates her tenacity and growth as an actress in a constantly evolving industry. 14. Jennifer Lopez, Ramona Vega, Hustlers. Jennifer Lopez's portrayal of Ramona Vega in the 2019 film Hustlers reaffirmed her exceptional talent and star quality. While she was widely recognized for her performances in romantic comedies, which often did well at the box office but were not highly regarded by critics, Lopez's role in Hustlers revealed her vast acting capabilities and captivating charm. The critical response to Lopez's work in Hustlers was overwhelmingly positive, with Rotten Tomatoes showing a 90% approval rating from critics. A review from Roger Ebert hailed it as a career-best performance from Jennifer Lopez, and Glamour magazine suggested she might be a contender for her first Academy Award. Beandria July, from The Hollywood Reporter, praised the film for delivering on its hype while consistently doing the unexpected, with much of this success attributed to Lopez's compelling presence. Hustlers represented a pivotal moment in Lopez's career, re-establishing her as a strong actress in Hollywood. The film's writer and director, Lorene Scafaria, skillfully developed a story that empowered its female leads, positioning Lopez's Ramona as the charming central figure. Her performance was multifaceted, highlighting her ability to transition from the character's assertive stage presence to moments of vulnerability and emotional turmoil. Were you surprised by J.Lo's range in Hustlers? Comment yes or no. 13. Nicolas Cage, Red Miller, Mandy.
And you have to do it. You have to, or I'll fire you. Do you understand?
Nicolas Cage's performance as Red Miller in the film Mandy represented a significant turning point in his acting career, highlighting his distinctive and often frenzied approach to acting. Cage, recognized for his capacity to shift between powerful emotional expressions and nuanced portrayals, had encountered severe financial difficulties that influenced him to take on roles in movies that were not well received by critics. Reflecting on this period, he admitted, "I was overinvested in real estate. The real estate market crashed and I couldn't get out in time." The financial pressure compelled him to participate in a string of less prestigious projects, which he admitted were crummy, but he maintained his dedication, stating, "Even if the movie ultimately is crummy, they know I'm not phoning it in." Mandy offered Cage the ideal opportunity to blend his intense energy with a high standard of acting. His portrayal was praised by critics as one of the most powerful of his career, with many noting that it elevated a simple revenge story into a profoundly engaging experience. One review remarked, "Cage delivers an outsized performance with remarkable focus and commitment, emphasizing his adept handling of both calm and explosive scenes." Cage himself acknowledged, "It may not have been blue chip, but it was still work," indicating that Mandy was a pivotal moment that rekindled his appeal in the film industry. 12. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Listen to these words.
Chris Pratt's professional trajectory experienced a major shift with his depiction of Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, a part that highlighted his comedic skills and also catapulted him to prominence as a leading action figure. Prior to this pivotal role, Pratt was primarily recognized for his portrayal of Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recreation, where his comedic prowess and endearing character endeared him to viewers. The show's creator, Michael Schur, acknowledged that Pratt was too funny to not use, resulting in an expanded role for his character throughout the series. Although Pratt enjoyed success on the small screen, his early foray into film included less memorable parts in productions such as Jennifer's Body and Bride Wars. His fortunes took a dramatic turn when he landed the role of Peter Quill in Guardians of the Galaxy. For this role, Pratt underwent an impressive physical transformation, losing 60 pounds in just 7 months to accurately portray the superhero. He recalled, "I saw myself dancing and I immediately got nervous and self-conscious. Then I was like, oh my God, this movie's going to be massive." The film's massive success, with a global box office revenue exceeding $772 million, confirmed Pratt's status as a viable star in the action comedy sphere, demonstrating that his background in comedy could be effortlessly adapted to action-oriented roles. 11. Michael Keaton, Regan Thompson, Birdman. Michael Keaton's career experienced a significant resurgence with his role as Regan Thompson in Birdman, a film that re-established his prominence in Hollywood after a period of lesser visibility. Previously known for his iconic role as Batman in the late 80s and early 90s, Keaton's star power diminished during the 2000s as he took on roles that did not resonate as strongly with audiences. Directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu, Birdman functioned as a meta-commentary on Keaton's career, reflecting his personal journey as an actor living in the legacy of his superhero past. The critical response to Keaton's performance was overwhelmingly positive, with one reviewer acknowledging Keaton gives one of his best performances ever in Birdman, and commending the film's nuanced examination of celebrity and self. This role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, marking a triumphant return to the pinnacle of the film industry. The movie's innovative narrative technique, which created the illusion of a single unbroken shot, also highlighted Keaton's skill in portraying intricate emotional journeys. After Birdman, Keaton revisited the superhero genre with a powerful performance as Vulture in Spider-Man: Homecoming. His interpretation of the character was celebrated for its depth and human touch, indicating that Keaton had not only regained his footing in the industry but had also matured as an actor. Reflecting on his career trajectory, Keaton observed, "I think you can't help but have a different perspective on things as you get older," encapsulating the spirit of his extraordinary comeback. 10. Matthew McConaughey, Ron Woodroof, Dallas Buyers Club. During the early 2000s, Matthew McConaughey was primarily associated with romantic comedies, which often received negative reviews from critics. However, he started to shift towards more serious and dramatic roles with films such as The Lincoln Lawyer and Mud in the late 2000s and early 2010s. His career reached a turning point with his compelling performance as Ron Woodroof in the 2013 film Dallas Buyers Club. In Dallas Buyers Club, McConaughey took on the role of Woodroof, a cowboy with homophobic views who is diagnosed with AIDS in the 1980s and begins to smuggle unapproved medications. His portrayal was met with widespread acclaim, with reviewers commending his bold, drastic, and utterly persuasive inhabiting of a doomed fighter. His dedication to the role was further evidenced by his physical transformation, which included losing nearly 50 pounds. For his role in Dallas Buyers Club, McConaughey was awarded the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2014. This recognition was a significant milestone in his career, as he expressed that the praise feels good following years of being confined to romantic comedy roles. The Oscar win also led to opportunities in more critically acclaimed projects such as Interstellar and the first season of True Detective. Enjoying this video, like and subscribe for more. Not feeling it, a like would still be appreciated, and your comments will help me do better next time. 9. Mickey Rourke, Marv, Sin City. Mickey Rourke's career experienced a significant revival with his portrayal of Marv in Sin City, a role that came after a period of personal struggles and less notable roles. Rourke was candid about his time away from the acting scene, admitting, "I ass up big time. I dug a big, deep, dark hole for myself." However, his performance in Sin City in 2005 not only highlighted his acting prowess but also re-established him as a formidable actor in the tough guy genre. In Sin City, Rourke's Marv was a character defined by his brutal nature and surprising vulnerability. As he traversed a world filled with crime and darkness, Rourke's performance deeply resonated with audiences, earning him widespread critical praise and making it his defining role. The film's distinctive visual approach and Rourke's powerful portrayal created a complex character that was both monstrous and tragic, eliciting audience empathy despite his violent tendencies. Rourke's Marv was characterized as an unstoppable, borderline inhuman force of violence. Post-Sin City, Rourke's career saw continued success. He earned an Oscar nomination for his role in The Wrestler, where he depicted a has-been professional wrestler, showcasing his versatility and emotional depth as an actor. Rourke then returned to high-profile films with roles in Iron Man 2 Inches and a reprisal of his Marv character in Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. 8. Liam Neeson, Brian Mills, Taken. Liam Neeson's career took a significant turn with his role as Brian Mills in the 2008 film Taken, which transitioned him from being a revered actor in dramatic roles to a prominent figure in action cinema. Prior to this, Neeson was celebrated for his performances in serious dramas such as Schindler's List and Michael Collins. However, it was his depiction of a resolute father on a mission to save his abducted daughter that struck a chord with audiences. Neeson's declaration, "I will find you and I will kill you," became a memorable line, epitomizing the film's high-stakes emotions and Mills' unwavering determination. Taken demonstrated Neeson's capacity to integrate dramatic intensity with action, a rare feat in Hollywood at the time. The film's commercial success not only reinvigorated his career, but also paved the way for a new wave of action movies featuring mature leads. In the wake of Taken, Neeson went on to feature in a series of successful action films, including Taken 2, Taken 3, The Grey, and Unknown, all of which leveraged his redefined image as an action star. Both critics and viewers commended Neeson's performance, recognizing how it added a human touch to the action genre. His portrayal of a father, propelled by love and despair, made the character of Brian Mills relatable, marking a considerable change in Neeson's career path. Reflecting on his unexpected journey, Neeson admitted, "I never thought I would be doing action movies at this stage of my life, yet his achievements in this genre have demonstrated that age is no impediment to career reinvention." 7. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. Before Ryan Reynolds' triumph in Deadpool, his career encountered considerable difficulties, including a string of unsuccessful films, most notably Green Lantern. Despite its $200 million budget, Green Lantern only made $219 million at the box office, which, coupled with Reynolds' other box office disappointments, put his A-list status at risk. Reynolds was open about the issues with Green Lantern, pointing out the lack of a coherent script or identity as a key factor in its underperformance. Despite these challenges, Reynolds remained committed to the character of Deadpool, persistently pushing for a film adaptation that stayed true to the source material, even in the face of studio reluctance. His persistence was rewarded when Deadpool was released in 2016. The movie was a resounding success, earning over $780 million globally and becoming a cultural hit. Reynolds referred to the film's unexpected success as a fairy tale story, highlighting the role of fan reactions to leaked test footage in reviving the project's fortunes. Critics lauded Deadpool for its distinctive fusion of humor and action, with Reynolds' performance being hailed as a game-changer for the superhero genre. The film's unconventional and self-aware humor not only reinvigorated Reynolds' career, but also established a new benchmark for superhero movies. An analyst remarked that Reynolds was so perfectly cast as Deadpool that you couldn't have cast an actor more perfectly. 6. Keanu Reeves, John Wick. Keanu Reeves encountered considerable obstacles in his acting career after the lukewarm reception of the follow-up films to The Matrix and a series of poorly received movies. However, the 2014 release of John Wick signaled a significant comeback for him as a leading man in action films. In this movie, Reeves took on the role of a retired hitman, John Wick, who embarks on a mission of vengeance following the death of his cherished dog, a parting gift from his deceased wife. The character resonated with audiences, allowing Reeves to display his talent for expressing deep sorrow and an unwavering pursuit of retribution. Critics praised his portrayal as effortless, and this role reinvigorated his career, reaffirming his status as a prominent action hero. Reeves expressed his passion for the role, saying, "I love the role. You want the whole story, the whole ensemble to come to life," which underscores his dedication to the character development and the overall narrative. The movie's distinctive mix of emotional depth and high-octane action enthralled viewers, resulting in a prosperous franchise that has spawned several sequels and spin-offs. The success of the John Wick series not only reinvigorated Reeves's career, but also sparked renewed interest in his earlier filmography, demonstrating his capacity to deliver powerful performances even after a downturn in his career. The franchise has solidified his position as a central figure in the action genre, making him a star for a new era. The John Wick franchise has transformed Reeves from a fading presence to a cultural phenomenon. 5. Robert Pattinson, Connie Nicholas, Good Time. Robert Pattinson, renowned for his portrayal of the vampire Edward Cullen in the highly successful Twilight series, aimed to demonstrate his acting versatility by taking on diverse roles in independent cinema following the conclusion of the franchise. His career reached a significant turning point with his role in the 2017 crime thriller Good Time, which garnered extensive critical praise and eventually led to his role as the legendary superhero Batman. In Good Time, Pattinson assumes the character of Connie Nicholas, a criminal driven to the edge who navigates a tumultuous journey through New York City in the wake of a failed bank heist. The Washington Post commended his career-making performance and recognizing how the character of Connie was meticulously crafted to highlight the actor's serious acting skills. Pattinson's immersive portrayal, complete with a physical makeover and a convincing New York accent, was a stark departure from his image in the Twilight films. Throughout the Safdie brothers movie, Pattinson engaged audiences with his intense energy and dedication to the complex and morally ambiguous character. The response to Good Time was predominantly favorable, with critics celebrating it as a landmark in Pattinson's career. Variety described it as a career-redefining performance that unveiled untold depths of sensitivity and feeling. The Next Best Picture website emphasized how the film represented a pivotal moment in 2017, showcasing Pattinson as an actor making interesting choices and establishing him as a dependable character actor. The success of Good Time set the stage for Pattinson's casting as Batman in Matt Reeves's 2022 film. 4. Marlon Brando, Vito Corleone, The Godfather. Marlon Brando's professional path was characterized by initial successes and later marked by a period of disenchantment in the 1960s. After experiencing a series of unsuccessful films at the box office, Brando was labeled as a challenging actor to work with, which took a toll on his standing in the industry. However, his career took a dramatic turn with his legendary portrayal of Vito Corleone in The Godfather, 1972, a performance that both reinvigorated his professional life and secured his place in film history. Brando's depiction of the head of the Corleone family is widely considered among the finest in cinema. He brought depth to the character, illustrating the duality of a mafia leader's ruthlessness and the affection of a family patriarch. Brando expressed his creative vision, saying, "I thought it would be interesting to play a gangster, who is kind of a hero, a man to be respected." His multifaceted portrayal earned him a second Academy Award for Best Actor, which he notably rejected in an act of protest against Hollywood's depiction of Native Americans. Director Francis Ford Coppola acknowledged Brando's indispensable contribution, stating, "The Godfather wouldn't have been as great without Marlon Brando." This role not only signaled a comeback for Brando, but also had a lasting impact on the film industry. 3. Drew Barrymore, Casey Becker, Scream. Drew Barrymore, initially recognized as a child actor, encountered challenges in sustaining her career due to personal issues, including drug and alcohol addiction, during her teenage years. A significant career resurgence came with her role in the 1996 horror film Scream, after her earlier breakout in E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Despite her initial offer to play the central character, Sidney Prescott, which ultimately went to Neve Campbell, Barrymore was drawn to the opening scene of the film. She described the first scene as reminiscent of When a Stranger Calls, a classic thriller that left audiences eager for more, and it became her favorite part of the movie. Although her screen time in Scream was limited to approximately 10 minutes, Barrymore's performance, particularly her intense and shocking death scene, demonstrated her acting capabilities. The film's success and her role in it paved the way for Barrymore to secure lead roles in numerous romantic comedies in the late 1990s and 2000s. She gained the reputation of a rom-com queen, with movies such as The Wedding Singer, Ever After, A Cinderella Story, and 50 First Dates. Barrymore's journey from a child star to a successful adult actress highlights her resilience and skill. With over 70 credits to her name, she has become an established figure in Hollywood. In addition to acting, Barrymore has also ventured into producing and directing through her production company, Flower Films, further solidifying her diverse talents within the entertainment industry. 2. John Travolta, Vincent Vega, Pulp Fiction. John Travolta's professional journey is a story of remarkable ups and downs. He rose to fame in the 1970s with his memorable performances in Saturday Night Fever and Grease, which established him as a leading star. However, the subsequent decade, the 1980s, was a challenging period for Travolta, as he encountered a string of unsuccessful films such as Perfect, 1985, which led to doubts about his continued relevance in Hollywood. The pivotal moment in his career came with the release of Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction in 1994. Travolta's depiction of Vincent Vega marked an impressive return to form, garnering him widespread critical praise and an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. His portrayal was hailed as a reinvention of his career, highlighting his talent for merging charm with a more nuanced and vulnerable persona. Reflecting on the role, Travolta stated, "Pulp Fiction completely changed my life." This performance not only re-established his stardom, but also showcased his versatility as an actor, which had been somewhat obscured during his earlier struggles. After this career resurgence, Travolta secured another standout role in Face Off, 1997, where he portrayed FBI agent Sean Archer. This film further consolidated his position as a top-tier actor, demonstrating that with the right roles he could regain his prominence in the film industry. 1. Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr., once hailed as a rising star, encountered significant career challenges in the late 1990s and early 2000s due to battles with substance abuse and legal issues. His personal struggles led to multiple arrests and rehabilitation attempts, severely damaging his reputation and leading to a period where he was deemed uncastable in Hollywood. However, his eventual recovery and commitment to sobriety marked a crucial shift, setting the stage for his career revival in the late 2000s. In 2008, Downey accepted the role of Tony Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Iron Man, a decision that was initially viewed as a gamble by many in the industry. His portrayal of the genius yet egotistical businessman who undergoes a profound transformation was both captivating and emotionally resonant. Downey reflected on the experience, saying, "I felt so exposed after being in the cocoon of Marvel, where I think I did some of the best work I will ever do." Iron Man proved to be both a critical and financial success, earning $585.8 million globally and laying the foundation for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Downey's embodiment of Iron Man revitalized his career and became the cornerstone of the franchise, making him a global icon. His famous line, "I am Iron Man," further solidified his superstar status. Downey's stellar performance as Iron Man not only secured his comeback, but also made him one of the highest-earning actors in Hollywood. His films have collectively grossed over $14 billion worldwide. Recognized by Time magazine as one of the 100 most influential people globally and listed by Forbes as Hollywood's top-earning actor from 2013 to 2015, Downey's estimated net worth is around $300 million. In this journey through iconic career-defining performances, we've seen actors rise from the ashes of their struggling careers to achieve new heights of success and acclaim. Which performance left you the most impressed and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more engaging content from Iconic Inside. Let's keep the conversation going. Top 20 actors who hate their own movies.
We're just here to use the bathroom. And then we're just gonna leave.
Ever imagined your favorite stars cringing at their own blockbuster hits? Get ready to have your Hollywood fantasies shattered. We're diving into the shocking truth. Top actors who can't stand the movies that made them famous. From candid confessions to on-set nightmares, buckle up as we reveal the films they'd rather forget. You won't believe who made the list and why. Stay tuned for a jaw-dropping journey behind the silver screen. Christopher Plummer, The Sound of Music.
Are so fortunate to be able to have the chance.
Renowned actor Christopher Plummer, celebrated for his diverse acting roles, harbored a complex relationship with the classic film The Sound of Music. Despite the movie's significant success and its status as a beloved classic, Plummer was quite vocal about his disdain for it, even describing it as so awful and sentimental and gooey, and humorously dubbing it The Sound of Mucus. His aversion to the film was a matter of public record throughout his career. Plummer found the story's sentimentality to be excessively sweet and felt the content was not suited to his taste. In one interview, he confessed to being a bit bored with the character of Captain Von Trapp, suggesting that the studio's efforts to enhance the character were futile, like flogging a dead horse. For a long time, Plummer stayed away from cast reunions and declined to take part in events commemorating the film's milestones. However, in 2010, he made an exception and appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show with his co-star Julie Andrews to celebrate the film's 45th anniversary. Interestingly, he mentioned that the highlight of the reunion for him was staying in a hotel with the rest of the cast, indicating a possible change in his attitude towards the film. Although he initially had a strong negative reaction to The Sound of Music, Plummer's view of the film changed over time. He came to appreciate the movie's warmth, enduring appeal, and its widespread adoration, acknowledging its special place in the hearts of viewers around the world. Even if he didn't completely accept the film, Plummer's initial dislike for it reflects his sincerity and commitment to his artistic principles, even when confronted with considerable commercial achievement. Charlize Theron, Reindeer Games.
Hey! Hey! Gabriel! Don't talk to me about grief.
In a candid evaluation, Charlize Theron labeled the 2000 film Reindeer Games as a bad movie. During a 2007 interview with Esquire, the esteemed actress was forthright in her critique of her part in the poorly received thriller, which was both a critical and commercial disappointment. At that time, Theron was enjoying acclaim for her performances in movies such as The Devil's Advocate and The Cider House Rules. Yet she admitted that Reindeer Games was not a good movie and the least successful film of her career thus far. Theron disclosed that her participation in the film was motivated by her respect for director John Frankenheimer, saying, "I did it because I loved John Frankenheimer." Her honest critique of Reindeer Games is in line with the overall negative reception, as evidenced by the film's low 25% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Her readiness to criticize the movie years after its release implies a sense of dissatisfaction with her creative involvement and underscores the contrast between Theron's talents and the film's poor quality. Theron's remarks about Reindeer Games solidify its status as a career low for her, a project she agreed to despite recognizing its flaws, out of admiration for the director. Her clear stance on the film's inadequacies demonstrates her dedication to artistic integrity and her willingness to express her genuine thoughts, even regarding a production in which she was involved. Charlize Theron keeps it real about her movie mistakes. Have you ever seen Reindeer Games? Comment yes or no and share your thoughts on her brutal honesty. Mark Wahlberg, The Happening.
Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Mark Wahlberg has been forthright in expressing his disapproval of the 2008 film The Happening, in which he co-starred with Zooey Deschanel. He openly recognized the film's unfavorable reception and humorously remarked that his co-star Amy Adams was fortunate to have turned down a part in it. Wahlberg's comments echo the prevailing negative view of M. Night Shyamalan's later works, with The Happening being commonly regarded as a nadir in the director's career. Wahlberg's portrayal in the film was heavily criticized, and the movie has a low 17% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. He even became the target of a popular Saturday Night Live skit. Mark Wahlberg Talks to Animals, which parodied the film's dialogue. His readiness to laugh at the film indicates a self-aware attitude towards its shortcomings, rather than a defensive one. Although the film was poorly received, it has not had a significant effect on Wahlberg's career trajectory. The incident, however, illustrates the risks actors face when they join projects helmed by once-renowned directors like Shyamalan, whose subsequent works have not lived up to the praise garnered by his earlier films. Wahlberg's open discussion about The Happening shows his capacity to learn from setbacks and keep a sense of humor about his career decisions even when they lead to a film that is heavily criticized. Michael Caine, Jaws: The Revenge.
Damn thing's disappeared! He's gone!
The distinguished British actor Michael Caine has gained notoriety for his candid disapproval of the 1987 film Jaws: The Revenge, the fourth entry in the well-known Jaws series. Kane, who portrayed a supporting character in the movie, once humorously remarked, "I have never seen it, but by all accounts, it is terrible." This statement mirrors the general unfavorable view of the film, which has an abysmal 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Kane's readiness to criticize the film, despite his involvement, is striking. He even playfully remarked that he had seen the house that it built, alluding to the movie's commercial success in spite of its low quality. Jaws: The Revenge is commonly seen as the weakest installment in the Jaws franchise, criticized for its nonsensical storyline, subpar special effects, and absence of suspense. Kane's observation underscores the contrast between a film's financial achievements and its artistic value. The case demonstrates the risks associated with franchise filmmaking, especially with unneeded sequels that fail to replicate the charm of the original. Kane's quip has become a widely circulated story about the film's inferior quality, acting as a warning for filmmakers and viewers. Even though Jaws: The Revenge was a flop, Kane's career remained largely unscathed. He continued to take on roles that were highly praised, securing 2 Academy Awards and solidifying his reputation as one of the finest actors of his era. Kane's openness to critique the film, even during the peak of his career, is a testament to his sincerity and his dedication to honesty within the entertainment industry. Hugh Grant, 9 months.
What?
My water broke.
Well, we'll get you another.
No, my water broke.
Hugh Grant has voiced his remorse for his involvement in the 1995 romantic comedy 9 Months, primarily due to the film's connection with 20th Century Fox, which was under the ownership of Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. Grant's aversion to the film is rooted in the News of the World phone hacking scandal, which implicated Murdoch's media empire in scandalous and unlawful activities. Grant elaborated, "It would certainly stick in my craw to work for Fox. I did make one film for them 16 years ago, but I was naive then. I didn't even know who owned it, the studio." His regret does not stem from the film's quality or his experience during production, but from his desire not to be linked with controversial figures such as Murdoch. Grant's position underscores his personal values and a rising trend among actors to value principles over potential professional advantages. His statement, "I was naive then, I didn't even know who owned it, the studio," illustrates the impact of media ownership on actors' career decisions and the intricate dynamics between creatives and influential media conglomerates. Although Grant has criticized 9 Months, his career has not suffered as a result of his views. Instead, his stance has initiated discussions about ethical considerations within the entertainment industry and has shown a readiness to prioritize values over potential career advancements. This mirrors an emerging pattern of actors opposing unethical conduct in Hollywood, a pattern that is expected to persist as the industry addresses concerns of responsibility and openness. Love this video? Show some love with a like and a subscribe. Hate it? A like would still be awesome, and your feedback in the comments will help me improve. Sam Worthington, Clash of the Titans. Sam Worthington, who played the central role in the 2010 fantasy movie Clash of the Titans, candidly admitted his dissatisfaction with both the film and his own portrayal. In a conversation, Worthington recognized that the movie kind of let down some people, and he was especially critical of his depiction of the main character Perseus, labeling it as generic and bland. He even likened himself to a Barbie doll in the role, indicating that he felt his acting lacked substance and sincerity. Even though the film was commercially successful, earning over $163 million at the box office, Worthington's remarks show an understanding of the film's deficiencies. He admitted that the movie did not resonate with viewers as it should have, considering its grand mythological narrative and high-budget production values. Worthington's candidness about his performance is atypical for a leading actor, as they often feel compelled to defend their work regardless of any criticism it receives. Worthington's experience with Clash of the Titans underscores the immense strain actors face when participating in big-budget franchise films. However, his readiness to learn from his errors and push himself to provide a superior performance in the sequel Wrath of the Titans shows his commitment to his profession and his aspiration to enhance his skills. The reality that his career did not experience significant damage from the film's reception suggests that viewers are often prepared to pardon an actor's occasional missteps, particularly when they display a dedication to development and striving for excellence in their subsequent endeavors. Halle Berry, Catwoman. Halle Berry's involvement with the 2004 movie Catwoman stands out, as the esteemed actress publicly criticized and accepted the film's failure. Berry received a Razzie Award for Worst Actress for her role, and she used her acceptance speech to comically express gratitude to Warner Brothers for putting me in a god-awful piece of a god-awful movie. Such a degree of public critique from a prominent actor is rare, and it underscored Berry's readiness to recognize the film's subpar quality. She questioned the movie's storyline and the motivations of the characters, especially Catwoman's minor role in comparison to male superheroes. She stated, "I'd like to thank Warner Brothers for making me do this god-awful piece of movie." Berry's remarks revealed the difficulties actors encounter in poorly scripted and executed films, and her experience highlighted the scarcity of high-quality roles for women of color in superhero movies at that time. Despite the film's abysmal reception, which established it as one of the worst movies ever, Berry's career remained largely unaffected. Her Razzie acceptance speech, deemed one of the most candid and amusing in the awards' history, initiated discussions about representation and diversity in superhero films. Berry's preparedness to accept the film's failure with humor is significant, and her experience serves as an illustration of the obstacles actors may confront when participating in projects that do not live up to expectations. Sean Connery, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Sean Connery, the celebrated actor famed for his definitive role as James Bond, encountered a profoundly distressing experience during the making of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in 2003. Connery, who took on the character of Alan Quatermain, described the production as a nightmare and attributed the adverse working conditions to the director's arrogance mistaken for talent. It was reported that Connery had conflicts with director Stephen Norrington, and these disputes were said to have occasionally become physical. To deal with the challenging ordeal, Connery was said to have frequently consumed alcohol throughout the production process. His statements depict a production marred by deep issues, where disagreements and a lack of accord on set hindered the film's progress. The impact of Connery's experience on The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was enduring and affected his career trajectory. Following the movie's release, Connery decided to retire from acting, with this experience being one of the reasons cited. The film's unfavorable reception further solidified its reputation as a nadir in Connery's otherwise distinguished career. Connery's ordeal offers a cautionary narrative about the significance of a cooperative and harmonious atmosphere on set. Disputes over creative visions can rapidly intensify and obstruct a production, as illustrated by Connery's adverse experience. The movie's enduring reputation as a troubled production and a low point in Connery's career underscores the potential repercussions of a discordant working dynamic between actors and directors. Sean Connery's film flop, comment 9R if you think he made the right decision retiring after that film, or 0 if you think he should have kept acting. Let's vote. Katherine Hegel, Knocked Up. Katherine Hegel's critique of the 2007 comedic film Knocked Up initiated a notable public dispute and exerted a considerable influence on her professional life. Hegel, who had a leading role in the movie, was vocal about its depiction of women, characterizing her role as a shrew and humorless. She believed the film confined her character to a cliched portrayal, stating it was a little sexist. Hegel's remarks were viewed by certain individuals as unappreciative and possibly detrimental to her career. Director Judd Apatow and co-star Seth Rogen were displeased with her comments, and the controversy emphasized the potential for varied interpretations of comedic content. As Rogen noted, "When I heard afterward that she didn't like it, that she seemed to not like the process, and she did not like the end product either, I think when that happens, also your trust feels somewhat betrayed." Hegel's readiness to voice her objections to perceived sexism, regardless of potential harm to her career, is significant. Her situation mirrors the difficulties actresses confront in dealing with sexist stereotypes in Hollywood. As she later admitted, "I was so judgmental and kind of uptight and controlling and all these things." The episode ignited discussions about gender representation in comedy and the power dynamics that women in the film industry face when expressing their viewpoints. In the wake of the controversy, Hegel's career encountered obstacles, with some suggesting her candidness had tarnished her reputation and prospects. Her experience stands as a cautionary tale about the potential repercussions women can incur when contesting the prevailing norms, even within the comedy genre. Channing Tatum, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Channing Tatum has openly expressed his aversion to the 2009 film G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, where he played the lead role of Duke. Tatum candidly declared, "I hate that movie. I truly detest it." He disclosed that contractual obligations forced him to accept the part, even though he had initially declined it 7 times. Having grown up as a fan of the G.I. Joe franchise, Tatum had aspired to play the role of Snake Eyes, but the studio was insistent that he take on the character of Duke. Despite his personal distaste for the film, Tatum recognized that G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra contributed to the advancement of his career, saying, "I'm incredibly fortunate and grateful to have been given that film despite its shortcomings." His straightforwardness about his sentiments towards the project is commendable, as actors are often expected to uphold a positive public image, even for films they may not be fond of. Tatum's experience underscores the potential risks of signing multi-film contracts early in an actor's career. He mentioned that after his role in Coach Carter, he was offered a 3-picture deal, which eventually resulted in his participation in G.I. Joe, a project he was not particularly enthusiastic about. His readiness to be frank about this experience, even with a commercially successful film, is significant. Contrary to expectations, the film's mixed reception did not have a substantial impact on Tatum's career path. He continued to rise as one of Hollywood's leading men, starring in hit franchises such as Magic Mike. Tatum's journey illustrates that actors can achieve success even in projects they are not personally invested in, provided they remain honest about their feelings and keep pursuing roles that resonate with their interests. Sandra Bullock, Speed 2, Cruise Control. Sandra Bullock has been forthright about her remorse for her involvement in the 1997 film Speed 2, Cruise Control, the critically disparaged follow-up to her successful action film Speed. In a recent interview, Bullock openly confessed that the sequel was horrible and that she regrets participating in it. Bullock's remarks mirror the widespread belief that Speed 2 Inches fell short when compared to the original, featuring a preposterous plot centered on a cruise ship slowly moving toward an island. The sequel, which saw Bullock co-starring with Jason Patric instead of Keanu Reeves, was met with severe criticism and commercial failure, grossing considerably less at the box office than the original. Bullock's readiness to recognize the film's shortcomings is commendably candid, as she has mentioned that her sequels have not done well and that she has adopted a no-sequel policy for her career because of the negative response to Speed 2 Inches and Miss Congeniality 2. Her experience underscores the difficulties in duplicating the triumph of a hit film with a sequel and indicates a selective approach to selecting future projects. Despite her discomfiture over Speed 2, Bullock's career was not substantially affected, as she has persisted in taking on praised roles in movies such as The Blind Side, Gravity, and The Lost City. Her observations offer a cautionary narrative about the risks of sequelitis in Hollywood, showing that even skilled actors can't redeem a poorly devised sequel. Bob Hoskins, Super Mario Brother. Bob Hoskins, recognized for his performances in movies such as Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Hook, encountered a challenging experience during his involvement in the 1993 live-action adaptation of Super Mario Bros. Although initially hesitant about the project, Hoskins ultimately consented to portray the character Mario after several revisions of the script. Nonetheless, his tenure on set was fraught with considerable distress and discontent. Hoskins referred to the film as a nightmare and criticized the directors, Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton, for their arrogance mistaken for talent. He recounted the adverse working conditions encompassing incessant script alterations and conflicts with the directors. Hoskins and his co-star John Leguizamo turned to excessive alcohol consumption to deal with the situation, frequently getting intoxicated before each day's filming and persisting in drinking throughout the breaks. Hoskins' remarks illustrate a deeply problematic and disagreeable production process. His experience underscores the significance of a cooperative and respectful atmosphere on set. His readiness to openly discuss the adverse experience is commendable, as it sheds light on the difficulties associated with adapting well-loved source material for cinematic purposes. The film's critical and commercial failure further solidified its reputation as a nadir in Hoskins' career. Hoskins' experience offers a cautionary narrative regarding the potential for creative disagreements to undermine a film. Despite its pioneering utilization of CGI and animatronics, the film's fragmented storyline and production problems ultimately resulted in its downfall. Hoskins' comments present a striking contrast to the favorable response the film garnered at a recent screening, where fans expressed newfound admiration for its eccentricity and creativity. George Clooney, Batman and Robin. George Clooney has consistently been open about his participation in the critically panned 1997 film Batman and Robin, often humorously claiming that he killed the franchise. The actor has been candid about the movie's unfavorable response, with Clooney conceding that it is a pretty horrendous film and that his performance was not up to par. Clooney's humorous self-criticism regarding his portrayal and the film's campy style has been engaging. He has made light of the notorious bat nipples on his batsuit, remarking that he can't get into all the bat nipples. Clooney has also lamented the fact that his wife and children have viewed the film, saying, "There are certain films I just go, I want my wife to have some respect for me." Despite the film's failure to impress both critics and audiences, Clooney's career trajectory remained unaffected. His experience exemplifies the recurring pattern of superhero films, where even poorly received installments can eventually be overshadowed by successful reboots. Clooney's readiness to recognize the film's flaws is invigorating, and his remarks offer a playful outlook on a movie widely regarded as a low point in the Batman series. Clooney's experience also serves as a cautionary tale that even skilled actors and filmmakers can sometimes produce subpar work. His straightforwardness about the film's issues and his own acting showcases that actors can bounce back from even high-profile disappointments. Clooney's self-deprecating demeanor and his capacity to find humor in his own missteps have won him the affection of fans, and his comments about Batman and Robin have become an integral part of his lasting image as an actor. Jim Carrey, Kick-Ass 2. Jim Carrey, the celebrated actor famous for his memorable performances in movies such as The Mask and The Truman Show, encountered a challenging situation regarding his participation in the 2013 film Kick-Ass 2. Carrey publicly declared that he could not endorse the movie's degree of violence, especially following the tragic Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, which happened just a month before he completed his role in the film. In a tweet to his 10.8 million followers, Carrey made it clear that his position was not a critique of his work on the film, but a moral disagreement with its violent content, considering the recent tragedy. "I did Kick-Ass a month before Sandy Hook, and now in all good conscience I cannot support that level of violence," he stated, also saying, "My apologies to others involved with the film. I'm not ashamed of it, but recent events have caused a change in my heart." Carey's choice initiated discussions about the presence of violence in entertainment, especially after real-life catastrophes. His readiness to value his ethical considerations over possible professional consequences was admirable, as his stance illustrated the changing viewpoints artists might have regarding their work over time, particularly when influenced by external events. The creator of Kick-Ass 2, Mark Miller, expressed his bafflement at Carey's decision, noting that nothing seen in this picture wasn't in the screenplay 18 months ago. However, Carey's actions underscored that actors are under no obligation to endorse their work if their personal convictions evolve, and his stance ignited a wider debate about gun violence and its depiction in the media. Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, the protagonists of the Transformers series, expressed significant criticism towards the franchise's second film, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Their public remarks mirrored the widespread opinion that the sequel favored visual grandeur over meaningful content, with LaBeouf conceding that the film got lost and Fox asserting that it was not focused on acting. The actors' readiness to voice their disapproval of a financially prosperous franchise is uncommon, as individuals in the acting profession are often expected to uphold a favorable public facade, particularly within prominent big-budget productions. Nonetheless, their situations underscore the potential for artistic disagreements between performers and filmmakers in high-stakes movies, where the chase for commercial triumph can occasionally take precedence over creative honesty. LaBeouf and Fox's observations ignited discussions on the preference for special effects over narrative depth in Hollywood, with their accounts highlighting that financial accomplishments do not necessarily translate to artistic satisfaction. Zac Efron, the High School Musical franchise. Zac Efron harbors a multifaceted connection with the High School Musical series that served as his springboard to fame. Contrary to some narratives, Efron has never communicated any regret or a wish to disassociate from his role as Troy Bolton in the cherished Disney franchise. On the contrary, the actor has frequently reminisced about his experiences with affection. In a recent conversation, Efron reminisced about his time with High School Musical, stating, "It's impossible to look back on High School Musical with anything except absolute love and joy. That's my formative years. It's everything to me." Rather than trying to escape his past as a heartthrob of the teenage crowd, Efron has acknowledged the series' enduring impact, even paying tribute to the film's director and producer during his Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony. Efron's remarks reveal an invigorating candidness regarding his emotions towards the franchise that initiated his professional journey. He's aware of the significant influence High School Musical had on his career path and on the many fans who matured alongside the series. Instead of avoiding his history, Efron has smoothly evolved from a teen idol to a recognized actor, accepting more complex roles while still recognizing the importance of the role that initially brought him fame. Bill Murray, Garfield the Movie. Bill Murray's participation in the 2004 film Garfield the Movie has turned into a renowned story within his celebrated career. Notoriously, Murray confused the film's screenwriter Joel Cohen with the renowned Joel Cohen from the Coen brothers. In a subsequent interview with GQ, Murray shared, "I looked at the script and it said so-and-so and Joel Cohen, and I thought, Christ, well, I love those Coens. They're funny. So I sort of read a few pages of it and thought, yeah, I'd like to do that." This incorrect presumption led Murray to take on the role of voicing the main character, even though the script was of subpar quality. Murray's remorse over his role in the film has been apparent in later endeavors. During a Reddit AMA, he humorously remarked, "I don't believe so. I had an amusing encounter with Garfield. I only skimmed through the script and I wanted to do an animated movie because I had glanced at it and it read Joel Cohen on it. I wasn't thinking clearly, but it was spelled Cohen, not Cohen." Murray's readiness to mock his own oversight is charming and underscores the significance of careful consideration before agreeing to a project. Curiously, Murray's career was unaffected by the film's unfavorable response. His experience exemplifies that even experienced actors can err in selecting projects, and his self-deprecating humor about the film has turned into a well-liked tale. Murray's experience serves as a reminder that not every endeavor will be successful, even with skilled individuals involved, but his ability to find humor in himself makes him more personable and relatable to viewers. In the end, Murray's experience with Garfield the movie offers a whimsical viewpoint on the occasional slip-ups that can happen in an extensive and prosperous career. Alec Guinness, Star Wars Episode IV, A New Hope. Alec Guinness, the distinguished English actor, first conveyed eagerness regarding the possibilities of the film Star Wars Episode IV, A New Hope, but his stance on the project changed with time. In correspondence penned during the film's production, Guinness labelled the movie as fairy tale rubbish and was said to consider the dialogue banal and the filming experience monotonous. Guinness's shifting viewpoint on the film underscores how initial excitement can diminish throughout an extended production process. His remarks reveal a generational gap in valuing the film's allure, with younger viewers welcoming its imaginative aspects, while some of the older audience, including Guinness himself, perceived it as overly simplistic. Regardless of his private doubts, Guinness's involvement illustrates that an actor's view of their contribution can be intricate and multi-layered. His professional reputation was not adversely affected by his connection to the film, and he continued to portray the character Obi-Wan Kenobi in the following sequels. Guinness's observations yield a distinctive outlook on the creation of a cultural milestone. His experience is a testament to the fact that even legendary films may have critics, even among the cast and crew. The subjective essence of art is apparent in the varied interpretations and appreciations of creative works by different audiences and artists. Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern. Ryan Reynolds has openly expressed his disapproval for the 2011 film Green Lantern, where he played the leading superhero role. He has publicly admitted the film's deficiencies, assigning it a rating of 3 or 4 out of 10 inches and describing it as a victim of the Hollywood process. This candid honesty and self-awareness have made Reynolds more likable to audiences, showing his readiness to learn from his errors and apply those lessons to future decision-making. Reynolds' experience with Green Lantern underscores the difficulties in bringing comic book characters to life on the big screen, especially when there are deviations from the original material. Even though the film was a critical and commercial disappointment, Reynolds' career trajectory was not adversely affected. Instead, he achieved significant success with the Deadpool series, which even provided him the opportunity to humorously reference the Green Lantern failure in later projects. As Reynolds has stated, "I've never been offered a job I've turned down. I've been offered jobs that I've said no to, but I've never been offered a job that I've turned down." Reynolds' self-deprecating humor regarding the Green Lantern movie has increased his relatability to audiences, as he has shown a willingness to laugh at his own expense and accept his past missteps. This episode serves as a reminder that even skilled actors and filmmakers can face setbacks, and that the journey to success is often marked by failures. Reynolds' readiness to recognize the film's imperfections and use them to guide his future choices is a testament to his resilience and artistic growth. Robert Pattinson, the Twilight franchise. Robert Pattinson has been forthright about his aversion to the Twilight series on multiple occasions, offering an honestly candid viewpoint on the works that brought him to prominence. The actor has openly criticized the script, his character, and the overall storyline of the movies, often humorously expressing a desire to reclaim his dignity following his role in the franchise. Pattinson's journey underscores the possible gap between an actor's personal preferences and the projects that make them a star. When I read it, I was convinced Stephanie was convinced she was Bella, and it was like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published. It was like reading her sexual fantasy, especially when she said it was based on a dream, he remarked, recounting his first impression of the Twilight books. Even with the franchise's enormous success, Pattinson's straightforward remarks about his disapproval of the content have endeared him to audiences. His readiness to jest about his participation in the series illustrates a smooth shift from adolescent idol to an esteemed actor, showing that he is not confined by his previous roles. From Clooney's regret over Batman and Robin to Pattinson's Twilight confessions, we've explored how even the biggest stars can have mixed feelings about their own movies. It's a reminder that not every project is a perfect fit. What do you think? Have you ever watched a film featuring a star you admire and thought, really? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood's unspoken truths, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more iconic insights from Iconic Inside. Let's keep the conversation going.